There are con men in every faith, in every religion, in every language. One of them is named Syed Soharwardy. He's an imam in Calgary who took me before the Human Rights Commission in that province for 900 days because I dared to publish the Muslim cartoons of their prophet Muhammad in a magazine some 5-6 years ago. I've had my run-ins with him, but now he's made a new PR statement that he condemns honor killings. Well, this is a pleasant change. Joining me now is Salma Siddiqui, a liberal Muslim for freedom, and we're going to try and inspect my old friend Syed Soharwardy. Is he being honest? Has he actually turned towards liberalism and supporting women, or is this just some PR stunt? Welcome to the show, Salma.
Well, thank you.
Now, I've got my personal beef with him, but I want to put that aside. This is a fellow who in the past has been very illiberal, who quotes the Muslim Brotherhood, Al-Qaradawi, on his own website, who's called for Sharia law in Canada. Do you think he has been reformed, this Syed Soharwardy, and now believes in our Western liberal ways?
Oh, well, I think that's a loaded question that you're asking. No, in a short answer, I don't think he has, or he ever will be reformed. So I think I've given you my answer, and I don't think that Mr. Soharwardy really is walking the walk.
Well, here's his the opening paragraphs of his fatwa, or religious ruling. He talks in the name of Allah, the most beneficent. But flip to the next slide, if you would, please. I want to show you a word he used. He says these honor killings are, quote, tragedies. Now, I don't think it's it is quite tragic, but I don't think tragedy is the right word. I think a crime is the right word, a murder, a religiously motivated honor killing. I think he's using some weasel words here. Do you think it's just a language barrier, Salma, or do you think he's trying to whitewash it?
Well, you know what? If there are language barriers, we can overcome them, right? So the fact is, he is just trying to whitewash. And the fact is, he does not talk about the most important issue. Calling it a tragedy is not any rocket science. The fact is that he does not come out and say, well, the girls can date. He is still living in the medieval culture where he is coming out and saying he is the leader. I don't know whose leader he is, but he's leading. But the fact is, he is not addressing the main issue, and the main issue is when these girls are put through torture because of what they want to do. I eat human nature, date the person, get to know your life partner. I get to know, does she like this person or does she not like this person? And she has all the right, and this is what is, if he was so honest, he would have come and said, look, this is what they should be doing, and let's do it,
Some of that is a great point, and I'm glad you brought us back to that main point, because this so-called honor killing, this quadruple murder that happened, was the final straw when the Shafia patriarch said, I am going to stop my girls from seeing men that I don't approve. But it was the lead up to that. It was this culture, this mindset that women and girls are property of their fathers, and that you're right, that is the problem. And everything from the burqa to these honor killings, it's all part of that spectrum of controlling women like property, and we didn't hear a renunciation of that by Syed Soharwardy, did we?
No, not at all. And if I may put, like, the burqa debate, it could be another way of doing it, but let's stick to this point. Yes, this is control over women. And if Mr. Soharwardy really meant what he was saying and not just looking for a publicity or a stunt, then he would have been very open in coming and declaring in front of the media. I mean, I don't want him to be saying, oh, that's the Friday sermon I'm giving. I don't want that. Okay, be open, be honest, and come out and say, this is not going to be tolerated. And he does not denounce like Sharia law. I mean, we are not, I don't know what kind of world they are living in, but the fact is, it's about gender, and Mr. Soharwardy does not come to at par with this and say, okay, this is not acceptable what you guys are doing, move on. We have a right to choose whoever we want to go out with or marry or be friendly with? Who are they to tell us what we should be doing?
That's a great point. I mean, he has written publicly, like in the Calgary Herald, saying Sharia law is for the entire world, not just for Saudi Arabia and Iran, but for women here in Canada too. Now, let me ask you about a sensitive subject. I know that ancient texts, even the Christian and Jewish Bible, have phrases that sometimes in the light of modernity can look a little bit harsh. Can you tell me how believing Muslims should treat those passages of the Quran that deal with a man's right to physically hit his spouse? How should Muslims in 2012 deal with those parts of the Quran that talk about a man's power over his wife?
Okay, I think that it is up to, if the men are really civilized, which most of the men I hope are, they will not accept this. There is no reason whether you let the woman hit with a toothbrush or with whatever, it is not acceptable. And any man, and if Mr. Soharwardy, and I look at my father and my uncles, they will not accept that. Any civilized person will not accept it. You do not take this. This is, I don't know in what context this was written. I am not a religious scholar, so I will not get into that debate. The fact is, you're living in today's world, at the society that we are living in, the women are playing an important role. How dare anyone says that they're going to come and hit me with a brush or even with a whatever? I will hit them back.
Right on. Salma Siddiqui, I believe you would, and I think you could take Syed Soharwardy on. He's a paper tiger, full of hot air.
Why don't you ask him to come and have a debate?
That's a good point. He's not much of a debater. He's more of a censor than a debater. But Salma, I will take you up on your advice, and I will invite my old antagonist on the show. See if he comes out. Thank you for standing up for women's rights, especially the rights of Muslim women. I'm very grateful to you, Salma.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.